Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're breaking down one of the biggest, most talked about trends in the entire wellness industry, and that is, of course, collagen.
You've absolutely seen the promises everywhere, right? They're all over your social media feed, they're on the shelves of every single grocery store.
It's marketed as this ultimate key to getting stronger hair, nails that don't break, and skin that looks, years younger.
The claims are incredibly bold and, let's be honest, they're pretty appealing. Okay, so let's really dive into this. Because you have to wonder, behind that massive marketing blitz, what does the science actually say happens when you take these supplements?
To figure that out, we first have to get a solid handle on what collagen even is, and, maybe more importantly, how our bodies use it.
Okay, so collagen is literally the most abundant protein in our bodies. The easiest way to think about it is like scaffolding, or maybe the structural glue that kind of holds everything together.
Now, believe it or not, there are actually 28 different types of collagen, but these three right here, types I, 2, and 3, they make up the vast majority of all the collagen you'll find in the human body.
And here it is. This is the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? It's the entire idea that this whole supplement industry is built on.
So here's the crucial part. When you eat or drink collagen, your digestive system doesn't just absorb it whole. Nope, it completely breaks it down into its most basic building blocks, these things called amino acids. And your body, well, it can't tell if those amino acids came from a fancy collagen powder, a piece of chicken, or a handful of beans. It just sees them as raw materials and sends them wherever they're needed most.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's look at the clinical evidence. What do the actual studies say, both for and against these collagen supplements?
There are definitely several studies out there, a lot of them sponsored by the supplement companies themselves, by the way, that report some pretty significant and measurable benefits.
For example, one clinical trial from just this year, 2024, found a nearly 20% reduction in wrinkle depth after people took a specific hydrolyzed collagen supplement for 12 weeks.
And get this, another 2024 study, this one published in a dermatology journal, found some really impressive results too. Over 83% of the participants saw a significant improvement in their wrinkles, and almost 64% showed better skin elasticity.
But here's the big counter-argument. More skeptical sources, like the International Food Information Council, they point out a major potential flaw in a lot of these studies. We just don't know if the benefits come from the collagen itself or just from the simple fact that people were upping their overall protein intake.
And this table really illustrates the nuance here perfectly. A major systematic review from 2022 looked through all the existing research and found strong clinical evidence for some uses, things like improving skin aging and helping with osteoarthritis pain. But for other popular claims, like improving gut health or helping with weight loss, the clinical evidence just wasn't there. It was basically lacking.
This gap between the marketing claims and the scientific reality, it's not a problem that's unique to collagen. It's actually part of a much, much bigger pattern you see all over the wellness industry.
In fact, if you just take a look at some recent class action lawsuits filed against major beauty and wellness brands, a very clear pattern starts to pop up.
For instance, a lawsuit alleged that a Dove men's deodorant that was advertised as having no alcohol actually contained something called benzyl alcohol.
Or how about a line of Nivea skincare products marketed with terms like naturally good? Well, that was challenged, with a lawsuit alleging the ingredients were mostly synthetic.
And a Supergroup mineral sunscreen that claimed to be free from synthetic ingredients, it was sued over allegations that it contained them. So the pattern is pretty clear. What's on the label isn't always what's in the bottle.
So, with all of this going on, how can you possibly navigate this landscape and make decisions that are right for you? Well, here are 5 key things to keep in your toolkit. First, always question the source of the science. Ask yourself, was this study funded by the company that's trying to sell me something? Second, remember that supplements are not regulated by the FDA for effectiveness, not in the same way drugs are. Third, just consider the alternative. Could a balanced, protein-rich diet give you the exact same building blocks? Fourth, try to look for independent, peer-reviewed research from unbiased sources. And finally, the classic rule of thumb, just be really wary of any claims that sound way too good to be true.
Ultimately, the big takeaway here isn't that collagen is definitely a scam. It's that marketing often gets way ahead of the science. The research shows some real promise for certain things, but it's not the miracle cure-all it's often made out to be. So in the end, a critical eye is probably your most powerful tool.